you can always tell when somebody worked really hard on a comment and they think that they owned you. They think they did something. Look, I'm going to drag this guy. And then they leave their little comment in your comment section, and you can tell they did it with their whole fucking chest. They just sat there like, I got him now. Like this. Trump possibly wants to reclassify weed. I'm sure you'll find that unacceptable too. Ha! Homelessness is caused by mental illness. They need help. Maybe we should tax weed at 95% to fund their mental. I think he cut it off at the end there, but fund their mental health care. So let's break it down. First, Trump may reclassify weed. Yes, news reports are that Trump is thinking about having marijuana reclassified. Will that be unacceptable? Yeah, just like it would have been unacceptable if Joe Biden did it, because it's not enough. Am I going to say don't reclassify weed? Of course not. And if Trump does reclassify weed, I'll go, hey, that's a step in the right direction. At least this president got that done. It's a step in the right direction, but it's unacceptable because it's not enough. It needs to be legalized nationwide. There are doctors in the United States of America currently prescribing cannabis products, but it's still federally illegal. It's the dumbest shit I have ever heard in my entire life. Not only is it dumb from a standpoint of it's less harmful than alcohol, yet alcohol is legal. Not only is it dumb from a standpoint of we're basically living through yet another prohibition, and we didn't learn from the alcoholic prohibition, but it's dumb from a standpoint of how much tax revenue could be pulled in from federally taxing cannabis products. We know this because we can look at the states that have taxed it and the tax revenue that they've pulled in. Hell, there are areas of Colorado, for example, that are running not only surpluses within their communities, but they've set up college funds for people within their community that is being funded entirely by cannabis tax revenue. So we see what can be done that's good, and yes, it should be legalized, not just reclassified. Secondly, not everybody that lives on the street is there because they have a mental illness. Some people are there because they lost everything. Some people are there because of a mental illness. Some people are there because of a drug addiction. Some people are there because they don't want to fucking live in a house or an apartment and pay the bills and work 9 to 5 and do the thing. I know, I did it for 4 years. I was homeless on purpose for 4 years. So no, not everybody that's on the streets is there because they have a mental illness. And lastly, you want to tax cannabis at, what was the rate here? 95%. Why cannabis? Why not something else? Why not guns? Let's tax guns at 95%. Now, before you start yelling into your phone, I'm somebody who opposes all sales tax on guns because I believe it's unconstitutional. But just for the sake of argument, why not guns? Why not ammunition? Let's tax ammunition at 95%. There are a number of things we could tax. Why weed? Because you're trying to prove a point here. You're trying to have a gotcha moment, and you're failing. If you want to give people access to mental health care, we can just give them access to mental health care. It's called universal health care. You in favor of it? I mean, clearly you want to do something about the people on the street who have a mental illness. You want to make sure that they have care, right? So then let's do something about it. Let's get universal health care. Let's take some of that bloated defense budget where we're spending hundreds of billions of dollars too much every year and use that towards some mental health care towards those people who are living on the streets. Why not that? Is it better that we tax people for consuming cannabis than it is that we tax the government for wanting to continuously buy shit that we don't need? Fields full of planes and tanks that we're never going to use? I mean, nice try, but swing and a miss, champ.